Hi, I'm Chris. Welcome back to FRAG-MENTAL. Thank you for joining me. We've got a new release from Boss, another elixir. Let me tell you about the most compliment-getting fragrance of the year. Okay, I know we're only a few days into the year and this new release from Boss doesn't exactly have much competition given that it's the first new fragrance I've smelled of this year, but still, it's pretty sexy and has already gotten me a compliment, even though the person who gave me the compliment didn't know they'd given me a compliment. But we'll get into that. Only a few months ago, the brand released Boss Bottled Elixir, and now they are double dipping into the elixir hype with Boss the Scent Elixir. By the way, elixir means nothing. It doesn't refer to concentration, it is just a fancy word invented to trick you lot into buying a new flanker. And it seems to be working because these elixirs are still coming. Look, I'm getting to the point now where I'm over it. All these elixirs are still coming. There's going to be lots more to come, but let's just talk about the fragrances. Let's forget that they have this meaningless elixir label, that they're just tapping into this current trend, this current hype. And we're just going to talk about the fragrances as a fragrance, as it should be. I've given this a few wearings now, so I've formed some opinions, which some of you will like and some of you won't. But let's get into it. So, Boss have decided to do a red one. It happened with Spice Bomb, it's happened with Eros, now it's Boss's turn. And with a red marketed fragrance, you know, red bottle and all that, red notes, what we can usually expect is a red, fruity type scent with some kind of fiery red pepper. That's certainly the case with the Scent Elixir because we get red pepper, lavender and sandalwood. Only 3 notes given by the brand, but it sums up the warm, spicy, aromatic woody scent quite well. Let's see if the presentation is anything to get excited about. In terms of the box, no, it's just the standard cardboard box, which is obviously a deep reddish colour which reflects the deep red character of the scent. Also a deep red glass bottle which works well with the gold coloured cap. Love the Boss the Scent bottles, think they look really cool, and I actually prefer them to the Boss bottled bottles. When I first spray this, I get a fairly potent mix of warm spices and deep red fruits. Pretty nice opening, I really enjoyed it, but it's not particularly unique. With lavender being one of the main 3 notes listed, I expected the scent to be a bit more lavender forward, but to me it's not. I don't pick up on a heavy lavender, it's there, but it just seems to be a little bit more in the background. The other thing I pick up on is almost a sticky sweetness, like there's some vanilla or caramel in this, and it makes me think of a red fiery candy or the outer coating, the sticky outer coating of a toffee apple that you get on the seaside or you get in fairgrounds, and mix all this in with that deep red berry fruitiness. I've got to be honest, it smells quite familiar to me. I wouldn't say that I can lock it down on smelling exactly like any other specific scent, but it does remind me of other spicy, woody, fruity designer scents. So when I first sprayed this, my initial reaction was, oh, it's pretty nice, but a little bit meh. And then my opinion changed once I gave it some full wearings. I've given it a few full wearings and I really enjoyed it. Each time I got nice wafts drifting up for the few hours that I was wearing it, and it was a very pleasant smell. So despite it leaning a little towards the generic side of designer fragrances, I still had a very positive, enjoyable experience wearing it. It's very mass appealing, very easy on the nose. It's probably going to be liked by people around you. Right, let me tell you about my big compliment, my big unintended, indirect sort of, kind of compliment. So I was playing crazy golf, indoor crazy golf with my family just this last weekend, and I don't know if you've ever played that, but you play around a hole and then you move on to the next hole, and there are people behind you playing the same course and they move on to the hole where you were. So playing behind us was an elderly couple, and at one point the lady moved into the exact spot where I had been standing just a few moments before, and she said, "Ooh, something smells nice." And she wasn't directing it to me because there were quite a large group of us. I just heard her say to the people that she was with that she could smell something nice. I had just farted there a few moments before, but I'm assuming that's not the smell she was referring to. I'm 99.9% certain that she was smelling this fragrance and she enjoyed it. So if older ladies like it, I'm guessing younger ladies and any younger people will probably enjoy this fragrance. Any people, it's such a crowd-pleasing, easy on the nose type of scent that it's going to be enjoyed by everyone around you, and it could elicit a few compliments, indirect or direct. I got decent performance, nice and strong for around an hour, and then it does die down a little bit, but still get fairly strong regular wafts for the next few hours. So it's not beast mode, but decently solid performance. Comparing it to a few of the other recent Boss releases, I enjoy it equally as much as the recent Boss the Scent Magnetic and Boss the Scent Le Parfum. All three fragrances really great. In fact, Boss are doing pretty well. They've got a fairly good hit rate. Some of them are a little more creative, a little more risk-taking. Some of them are a bit more sort of designer and generic, but it's designer generic done well, if you see what I mean. That's not necessarily a negative thing. It's just to let you guys know that it is something that's probably going to be very crowd-pleasing and very mass-appealing, and that's definitely what I get from this scent line. I will say though that this new, the Scent Elixir, does have a bit more of a deeper, richer intensity to it. I don't like it quite as much as Boss Bottled Elixir that came out last year. I think this is a great fragrance, and to me this one edged a little more towards the creative. It took a few more risks. It smelled a little more niche indie than it did designer, whereas the Scent Elixir is very much in that designer camp. That said, I think the majority of the people on the planet would probably choose this fragrance because the majority of the people on the planet aren't frag heads, so this is more generic, it's more mass appealing, it's probably going to appeal to more people. If though you are somebody who is quite into fragrances, you've smelled a lot of designer fragrances, maybe become a little bit disillusioned by the lack of originality in designer fragrances, and you prefer something a little more different, a little more unique and complex, then I think, like me, you would probably prefer Bottled Elixir. We've seen a strategy quite similar to this before, like I said, with Versace and Eros, and Viktor and Rolf with Spice Bomb Infrared. The Scent Elixir does for the Boss the Scent line what Spice Bomb Infrared did for the Spice Bomb line. Makes it redder. I paid £89 for this 50ml bottle, which seems pretty expensive, but that seems to be what we're paying for designer fragrances these days, so I guess we've just got to suck it up. Overall, I think it's a good release from Boss. I enjoyed wearing it. It's not the most complex, it's not the most creative, it's not a game changer, but it's a solid, easy to wear, mass appealing fragrance with enough to it to keep me interested and enjoying it. If you have not smelled this yet and you are considering buying it, then do try before you buy, because it might smell pretty similar to other things you have in your collection, so give it a spray before you pay. All right, that's it for this one. If there are any questions, if I've missed anything out, please ask me the question down in the comments. I will do my best to answer it for you. Have you tried this one yet? What do you think? Is it a good release from Boss? How do you think it compares to Bottled Elixir? Have we still got more elixirs to come from Boss, let alone any other brand? Are Boss gonna keep coming out with the elixirs? Boss the Scent Private Chord Elixir? Quite possibly. All right, hope you found this video useful. If you liked it, you know what to do. Give it a like, subscribe if you haven't already, and if you do all that, I will see you back here for the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye.